Hello, and welcome to Overcoming Shyness, a micro lecture for our healthcare management internship students. Let's start with an icebreaker scenario. Imagine you're about to enter a crowded networking event at a local conference center. Important people related to your career aspirations and whom you want to meet are in attendance. Consider your responses to the following. How shy do you feel entering the event? How much does your shyness hold you back? How motivated are you to become more confident when meeting new people? I'd like you now to hit pause and on a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself on each one of these questions, seeing the scale parameters there. Once you've completed answering, giving some thought and writing down your answers to each of these questions, restart the lesson. Welcome back. Overcoming shyness. Many people overcome shyness, and you can too. Learning objectives for the session are to describe how to focus on your purpose and goals, identify techniques to minimize your stress and discomfort, and define your next steps in building your confidence for career networking. Shyness is that uncomfortable, insecure, or scared feeling that people have around other people, especially when they haven't met before. It can also be an uncomfortable feeling or experience when there is something new happening in the environment or you're in a challenging situation. For example, at a job interview or asking for a raise. Why are people shy? Why is anyone shy? Well, shyness is not your fault. It happens to all of us at one point or another and is a matter of both nature and nurture. What do I mean by that? Well, our nature is a contributing factor. People are born with different temperaments. While some people thrive on new adventures and new environments and taking risks, others take more time to warm up to changes and to put their foot out there and try something new. All of it is okay. It's just what we want to understand is how our nature is impacting our current behavior and our progress toward our goals. Additionally, nurture, which is our cultural experiences, education, including the discipline that we're trained in, and the behaviors that have been modeled from the people around us, such as our family, our friends, our schoolmates. What's acceptable in society? And what do we observe on social media? All these factors contribute to how shy or brave and confident we might feel at any moment in any situation. And last but not least is our experience. What has been your previous experience in any of these areas or situations that you're in? And the more experience you have, if you focus with intention and positive goals, you can reduce your shyness and build your confidence. Practice, practice, practice. That's the way to move ahead. And in doing so, one thing that you can leverage your motivation on is your purpose and goals. And in the context of these courses and your internship, it will be your career aspirations. So take some time to clarify your short and long-term career goals. Write them down in a place where you can revisit them and adjust your activities and necessary skills that you want to develop accordingly. How do your internship and your other campus activities relate to these career aspirations? When you're considering attending an event, clarify why you're networking in general and why you want to attend that particular event at this point in time. And plan for success, which means everything from the logistics of how you're going to get there, what you're going to dress, what you're going to say, any business cards or handouts that you might bring to the meeting with you. Be prepared. Another thing to consider once you're at the event is the physical symptoms that you might want to address, and we have some tips coming up for that as well. Now, again, as individuals vary, these physical symptoms will vary. Some people have some or most of these symptoms. Some of you might feel shy and not have any of these physical symptoms. But common are increased heart rate, increased sweating, lightheadedness, rapid shallow breathing, perceived difficulty breathing or swallowing. Sometimes it can feel like a panic attack. Gastrointestinal complaints. That's like me. I get butterflies in my stomach. I can feel them now just talking about it. And other people show up with itching and a subsequent rash. Could be you could have your own unique physical symptom. What's valuable here is be aware of how you express shyness and how it might make you uncomfortable on a physical level. Now, here are some techniques to minimize stress and handle the discomfort that might arise. And the first is to consider ways and practice ways to elicit the relaxation response. The relaxation response is opposite of the fight or flight response. So when you feel threatened, your body will naturally go into fight or flight. Now, when you want to relax, your body doesn't necessarily naturally elicit the relaxation responses in times when you feel stressed. This is why you'll want to think about these activities in advance and practice these responses. So there's things you can do prior to the event that can make it more likely that you'll feel calm when you show up. So for example, that would be continuing with whatever exercise routine works best for you to help you expend energy and relax later. So that could be running, jogging, tennis, something active. It could be dancing, it could be yoga, or you could also listen to, have a relaxing routine and listen to slow, relaxing music, or do some meditation or guided imagery. Either one of these types, either something that's active that will help you burn energy, or things like a hot bath or listening to a relaxing meditation, either way you want to go with it, or both, can help you feel more prepared when you show up to the event. Now, during the event, it's very helpful to learn how to take deep abdominal breaths, sometimes called belly breathing. It's the opposite of the rapid shallow breathing that we were speaking about in the earlier slide as a physical symptom. This does take practice. Unless you're a vocalist or a dancer or an athlete, those people with those skill sets and training are often taught how to breathe. But if you haven't been taught, go ahead and spend some time on an internet search looking up the proper way to abdominally breathe. It will be well worth it. But in short, instead of breathing high and shallow in your chest, you breathe slow and deep, pulling the air first down into your belly, or really your diaphragm, but it feels like your belly, expanding your stomach out and contracting slowly at the stomach rather than a shallow breathing, expanding and contracting from your chest. Another technique is to visualize success based on your goals. So remember your purpose and clarify specific comfortable yet stretch targets for an event. So for example, if you're shy talking to new people, you can have a goal as simple as speaking with 1, 2, or 3 new contacts. Your goals can be about exchanging information or setting up meetings. The more specific and the more motivating in terms of a comfortable stretch for you, the more likely you will achieve the goals. A third strategy that goes along well with the above two is support. And bring a friend or talk to a friend in advance who you'll report back to. A good idea is to partner up with another student on your internship placement or in one of your classes. If you go together, agree not just to talk to each other and discuss what your tactics and goals will be for this particular event in advance so you can fully support each other and hold yourselves accountable. If you have a friend or colleague who can't go, then talk to them before and after the event and brainstorm with your friend about goals and rehearse your elevator speech and or networking pitch. And now it's time for you to identify your next steps. What are 3 next steps you can take to enhance your networking confidence? Here are some possibilities, but not limited to these. Remember, consider your goals, your aspirations, and where do you want to go next. So write down these reflections on your career status and aspirations. Identify those purpose and goals for networking this semester. I do recommend you put a time boundary on it. So our semesters are about 16 weeks. That's a good amount of time to identify some short-term goals and be able to measure your progress while you're still in this supportive environment. When you've done the first 2 steps, then you can think about specific upcoming events you want to attend. Sign up for those events and schedule them in your calendar. And you can also take steps to establish your support team. Invite a peer or friend to be this networking support for you like we've described. Set up a meeting. Commit to attending a certain number of events. And develop your support protocols for working with each other. Again, these are just some suggested next steps. Each of those written things there are a step or could be a couple steps. So those are things for you to consider, and I do want you to take this time now to write down at least 3 next steps. Pause the video until you've done so, and then return to the recording. Welcome back. And now we come to our conclusion. Don't worry, be chatty. Remember, the future is in your hands. Most people start out shy and do just fine with some tips and some practice. And even if you're not feeling 100%, that's a large ask, I'd say. If you're somewhere around 60%, push yourself. Go for it anyway. The more you practice these skills and these strategies and tips, the more events you go to and put yourself out there, you're going to not only experience success, which will boost your confidence, but you will build your skill set and your network. And that in itself will be its own reward. We come to the end of our micro lecture today. Reach out to your instructor if you have any questions or would like to schedule an appointment.